Hi, I'm Cheryl. I'm an interactive artist and designer. I have dabbled in a multitude of mediums, including kinetic sculptures, drawing, painting, and most recently started doing more designing installations. Just a little bit about my journey in design. I'm actually more of an artist than a designer, so I would say that my journey only began in the recent years. It's been a lot about growing and learning. I have been blessed with the opportunity to dabble in the different design areas like graphic design, set design, and then more recently installation design. I'm still trying to navigate and find my place in the design industry. Very excited to continue exploring and learning what design means to me and also what I can continue doing as an artist and as a designer. Okay, so for me, I would think it's not so much a response to the environment per se, but it's more about the lifestyle that we live. I think in Singapore, we live a very fast-paced lifestyle. And so in my design and my works also, I think it's always in response to this fast-paced lifestyle. And I try my best to create a space and an experience for my viewers that is peaceful in atmosphere. I want my viewers to slow down when they see my works or when they walk into the space. It's sort of like a break from that fast-paced lifestyle. And I guess in terms of process, Singapore is a relatively small country, so it's inevitable that my workspace is also small. So a lot of my works are very concise. My designs are concise. They are about making it modular, making it portable. So yeah, that's just something that's more practical aspect about my design. So for me, I think design is inherently human. So a lot of the works that I make is very based off instinct, and also because I make physical works. So I have to think about what is that human experience, and I try to understand it from a viewer's point. How would they experience my work? And then, sometimes it's a lot of just along the way when I make my work, I have to ask people around me, what do they feel when they see my work, or I set up maybe a prototype, and then I ask them hey, can you tell me your experience? And then based on that, I go back and then refine my design. Now, I think that's very important because then we are able to connect with the viewer better also. And I also try to make my designs simple. I think simple always works. Yeah, it's just clean, it's focused, and that way it's easier to communicate a narrative, because for me, a lot of my works is about communicating a story or a feeling. And so keeping it simple helps me to, I guess, exaggerate that feeling that I want to convey. For me, especially because I'm relatively new, I guess, I'm quite young also. So I think that having more community spaces and programs that allow other creatives like myself, and also maybe even more experienced creatives, to connect is very important. I think that we have a lot to learn from each other. And for me, it's I'm an artist and a designer, so I have a lot to learn as a designer. And so I think we can all bring in different perspectives, and from there we can grow and collaborate with each other as well. One thing that I really like about Singapore Design Week, especially I think this year's one especially, is because the curators allowed me to collaborate with a brand, even though I am completely new to it, and I think it's a very valuable opportunity because we don't really have that kind of experience fresh out of uni, right? So getting the experience and the opportunity to showcase our skills and also to experience what it's like to work in a real life industry, I think that is what I would like to see more. I guess I'm starting out myself, but also I've had experience doing visual arts for a while. And so I guess if I were to talk to my younger self, I'd say don't be so afraid. Just try. I have this issue where I'm always very afraid to try new things because I'm scared I'm gonna fail. But then I feel like that's also part of the experience. And a lot of the times it's don't be afraid of rejection, because you never know. If you try and then it works out, then you get that experience. You get to meet a lot of new people also. And I think that's so important. The design in Singapore is heading towards, I guess, a little bit more unconventional. I think less traditional. I feel like design tends to be a little bit too clean cut traditional. You need to follow all these rules and whatnot. This is just based on what I've seen in school and from my fellow other designers as well. And I think that design in Singapore is heading towards something that's a little more fun, and I feel like that's what we need. I don't know how I would contribute to that, but I mean, I hope little bit by little bit that my works are always about being playful also. So I hope that like maybe that can help to contribute to it.